Alright, got a fun one today. Going to change the battery in my wife's 2004 Volvo XC90. That's the 2.5 liter turbo, front wheel drive, automatic, but it's pretty straightforward. Unbolting, taking the old battery out and putting a new one in. Your battery on the XC90 is located in the back hatchback part, underneath that tray right there, and I'll show you how to get to it. I'm going to prop this camera up somewhere where I can give you a good angle, so I'll be right back. Alright, I think this is going to be a fairly decent angle. This is the tailgate is towards me. That's the front of the vehicle, and you're looking down on where the battery is. So if that orients you where we're at, hopefully this video won't be too crazy. Alright, so first thing is the tools you're going to need are a socket, an extension, socket wrench, extension, and 3 different sizes. 10mm deep socket, 12mm, and 13mm. The extension is going to be used to help so that you're not hitting the sides of your vehicle, undoing some of the fasteners down there. But the I guess 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th thing you're going to need is a new battery. Go with your brand of choice. I happen to go with the Duralast, just because AutoZone was close and they had it in stock. And the other places that I called around, including National Tire and Battery, Firestone, and Sears, wanted almost $70 more than AutoZone wanted. So I figured, AutoZone gives a 3-year warranty on it, as long as it works. Okay, first things first. Let's get the tools out of the way. I'm going to pull this battery towards me. And I have to warn you, these batteries are heavy. Okay, let's lift this up, and there are going to be 2 tabs. Can't get a decent light on it. There are going to be 2 tabs. Let me see if I can get you over here to this one. Yeah, there we go. That hold, kind of spring this back and stop it from going all the way back. It's this guy right here. All you have to do is just push it forward. Oop. See if I can get my light situated. Yeah, there we go. Alright, to get this tab off, all you have to do is, let me see if I can do this so y'all can see, is push it down flat, push it forward, and then you can pull it out of that tang. And it's the same thing on the other side. Get you a good shot of it. Once you've got that out of the way, this lip should stay up and out of the way for you. Now the next thing to do is to remove this tray, and this simply just lifts up and out. Just have to pay attention to the tabs over on the side. They have holes. Get you a shot. They have holes that go through the bottom of them. Just kind of work your finger in. You go, see how that one comes up. And the same thing for the other side over here. And once that's out, all you have to do is just lift it up, and I'm going to put it behind this cover, this door, instead of taking it completely out. Once that's back there, now we have access to our battery, which is this guy right here. This protective covering has 3 13mm fasteners, 2 bolts and 1 nut back here. To get to the nut, you just take your flap that houses your spare tire motor that lowers and raises it, and here's the nut that you're going to take off. This is also the area where you have your spare tire tools, your jack, your holy cow, my memory just slipped, your lug wrench right there in that bag right over here, this guy. But anyways, let's get to the battery. So these 2 13s, that 1 13 nut. And I bet if you wanted and you didn't have an extension, you could get away with taking these guys off without the extension. But with me, I'm usually pretty clumsy, so I'll use an extension just so I'm not hitting the car. And then you just lefty loosey, already tight. Set these over somewhere safe where they're not going to get knocked under the car or knocked under one of these compartments. It's always nice to find a big nail wedged under here. Okay. Alright, now that we've got those off, one other thing I wanted to mention I didn't go over at the beginning of the video. If you've got latex gloves, use them. Just in case there's any acid buildup, you're not getting it on your hands and you don't mistakenly put them in your mouth or rub your eyes. Trust me, it's happened. I've even been guilty of it, not paying attention. So anyways, once these are off, this should lift just straight out. Just set it to the side. And now you've got your plastic cover. What you want to do at this point, before we pull this off and disconnect the terminals, go ahead and make sure that your key is in the ignition. Make sure it's off, but just make sure the key is in the ignition so the transponder in there is communicating. Pull this guy off. It's just a plastic covering, nothing fancy. Alright, now you've got 3 things here I want you to pay attention to. You've got your positive, your negative. Sorry, I'm watching the camera and not my hands. And then this guy right here. This is your vent tube for your battery. It's not hydrogen. It's it is part hydrogen. I forget the term, but it's an oxygen-hydrogen mix that basically seeps out of this. And in order for it, it's very combustible. In order for it not to go into the cabin of your car, they have a vent tube that goes out probably by the muffler. But you want to make sure you disconnect this, and it just pulls. There's a little hole over here at the top of your battery. Just pulls straight out, and set that aside. Make sure it doesn't get cut or kinked. Take a minute to inspect it. Make sure there's no cracks and that it's not broken. If it is, replace it. This is one thing you don't want to skimp on. So just take a look at it. This one looks pretty good. this one's got too much gunk. Somebody spilled a Coke or something down here, but I can't. I was wanting to pull this off. So let me show you the underside of it. Let me grab a tool real quick. I'll be right back. Back with my bone tool. You do not have to take this out. I'm just trying to get it out so we can take a look at it, see what it looks like. There we go. Alright, and as you can see from the bottom of it, here's the top. It's just a hose that goes straight through the rubber grommet. Might not be a bad idea also to go ahead and pull this out and just inspect the grommet. Make sure there's no obvious tears in it. But as you can see, the hose looks pretty good. This is the end that goes into the battery. And what we'll do is, if you have compressed air, go ahead and take just a little bit of compressed air and blow it through the top. You can do this while it's in the car. Just make sure there's no, you're blowing air through it to make sure there's no debris, mud, or dirt daubers or ants or whatever crawled up in there, because you want this tube to evacuate the gas from the battery properly. Because if that builds up in the car and you light up a cigarette or what have you, it's going to make for a bad day. Alright, so I'm going to set that aside. Actually, I'll be right back. I'm going to blow this out with some air. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry, this video is going to take just a little bit longer. I'm going to go ahead and clean around that area down there, just because it looks like Coke or some kind of sticky substance got down in there, and I'm being a little retentive. I'm not using anything special, just some window cleaner. Plus, it's kind of nice outside, so I don't mind spending the extra time out. Got a little bit of a sprinkle, cool breeze. It's turned out to be an okay project. As you can see, that's your spare tire down there, that big guy. That actually feels kind of low. I'm just pushing the dirt towards the hole because it'll fall underneath the car. I guess if you want it to be really thorough, you could get a vacuum. Yeah, as you can see, there's some kind of crap down there. Alright. Let's go ahead and put our vent tube back in. Blew it out with air. It seems to be fine. No obvious cracks. There is one little kink right here that I'm not really happy with. I think that plastic cover put it in a bind like that, so we'll pay attention to that when we're putting it back together. I'm going to go ahead and spray around here with some silicone spray, just help it go in. There we go. Okay, and don't forget the T. Alright, set that guy to the side. Now let's go ahead and disconnect our battery. Let's do the negative cable first. Important thing here is if you just got home, make sure your ignition switch is off. Leave the key in the ignition, but make sure it's completely off. Wait at least, I say 10 or 15 minutes for the SRS, the airbag system, well, not really discharge, but for any of the information that the modules are writing to and from each other, for those to finish. Probably 1 or 2 minutes is okay, but I gave it 15 minutes before I came back. So let's go ahead and disconnect the negative terminal, and that is the 10mm deep socket. There is a metal part over here, so just make sure you don't arc it. Negative probably won't be that bad, but over here on our positive it will, so you just want to have complete control of your ratchet. That seems pretty loose. So now you should be able to break this guy free. Let's give it a wiggle. There we go. You can see we've got a little bit of corrosion. We'll clean that up before we put the new battery in, but go ahead and set that guy to the side. And let's go ahead and take our positive terminal off. And that's another reason I recommend gloves, because you don't know what kind of corrosion is on the end of these guys. That one's not bad. It actually looks pretty good. So let's set this little guy over to the side. What I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a bungee cord. I'll be right back, and I'm going to bungee that over to the side so when I'm putting the new battery in, it doesn't flop over and hit it. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Unfortunately, the best I could find was an alligator clip wire. I don't know where my bungee cords are, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just get the wire wrapped up here and just pull it over. And I'm going to stick it to something carpeted, not metal based, so that way it kind of holds it out of the way. Now you've got one 12mm fastener down here that's holding the foot on, that holds this battery down. This is also where an extension comes in handy. set that somewhere special so you don't lose it. Okay, now you should be able to lift this foot out and set that aside. And now the battery should now the battery will lift out, but I was just looking at these two batteries. The one that's in here certainly looks a lot smaller than the one I've got. As you can see, here's the start of the new one, and here's where it ends, and here's the old one, so it's a little bit bigger. So what do I do? My gut tells me just to go ahead and take it back to the store and get the right one, but you know what? This one seems to have about 100 more cold cranking amps. Okay, I'm going to try this one. See what it does. So to lift this out, slide it over to the left, because there's a indentation that kind of goes in like a half circle at the foot of the battery. This portion right here slides up under, so slide the battery over, and now you should be able to pick this heavy monster up. Yeah, I'm looking at this one. I'm seeing right here, this does say that it's 600 cold cranking amps, 120 minute reserve. I can fit the larger one in here because the plate, the battery plate, fits both sizes. The larger battery is for the four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive and third row seating with the rear AC and other electric components. But I think we'll be okay. We'll give it a shot. But I don't see any date marks on this guy, so I don't know when it was manufactured. I'm sure it's on here somewhere, I just don't know how to read it. But I don't see anything. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and set this one to the side. Alright, now it's time to put the new battery in. You'll see here that there are two holes, this guy and this guy. This is where the battery foot actually sits. That was for the smaller battery, and this one is for the larger battery. So when I put the new battery in, I'll use this second spot. Since I do have the larger battery of the two, and it goes, the front of the vehicle is this way. This is the rear, where the hatchback is. The posts go toward the front of the vehicle. Okay. Make sure that you get it slid under the half circle here. Set it all the way down and slide it under. Now, let's go ahead and put our foot back on. Make sure that you can screw it in by hand so that you don't cross-thread anything. And that is a 12 millimeter. You don't have to kill it, just snug it down. What you don't want, what that foot is there for, is to stop this thing from sliding and going crazy, especially when my wife is driving it. Alright, now that that's done, next thing you want to do, so you don't forget, is go ahead and take your drain hose, evacuate hose, and plug it back in. Should just slide right in there. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a piece of tape and tape it to the side of the battery so it's not hanging out over here. Alright, I'm just going to use an everyday black electrical tape, nothing special. Just going to peel off a little bit. Okay, there we go. And now that's secured in one place, and hopefully that'll, when I put the cover back on, let's take a quick look. Put the cover back on, it won't be as prone to pinching it as it did last time. And that looks like it's going to be just fine. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is take our positive battery cable and hook that up first. You always want to do the negative last. And that's just a protective cover that just pops right off. I'm going to go ahead and get some dielectric grease and put it on here. And just for giggles, I'm going to go ahead and get my post tool, clean that up a little bit, and this one too. And this is just a normal post cleaning tool. Top comes off and clean the actual connectors. Then the bottom has a portion where you slide on top of the post and twist. Okay, now let me get my dielectric grease. This is also just silicone paste. Again, nothing special. Just going to coat the terminals, kind of help stop, or at least slow corrosion. Alright, and now I'm going to clean the post on this. Before I do, I'm going to get my safety glasses, because I don't want anything flicking off that negative terminal, flying into my eye. Safety glasses are on. Let's go ahead and clean these terminals up just a bit. Okay. Now let's see what we can do about this negative one. See, this one is kind of gross. think I've got a bigger one, or at least a metal brush. Yeah, I've got my pipe cleaning one for plumbing. Wonder. That's better. I've also got some deoxit contact cleaner that I'm going to spray on the bottom here to neutralize that stuff. Hopefully you don't have to go through this much trouble, but just in case you do, at least I'm going through it first. Let it bubble on there for a minute. Gonna hit it one more time, we should be good. Alright, let's let that set for a minute. Okay, now let's go back to our power cable, our positive terminal. Let's go ahead and set this one down. Just tighten your fastener. That is a 10mm. And this one you don't have to kill, just get it snug. Just give it a wiggle, make sure it's not loose coming off. There you go. Now we're ready to do the negative. Set this one down. Make sure it seats down in there properly. And tighten up your fastener. Okay, same thing. Same thing, make sure it's snug, you don't have to kill it. Just want to make sure it's not loose and going to pop off, because that will affect starting and your electrical system if you don't have it on there. And once again, go ahead and double check your vent tube. Look at everything, make sure the battery is secure. And we're set, we're ready to reassemble and be done. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is take our plastic cover, this guy right here, and set it back down on there. Fiddle with your ground cable, there you go, just to fit it up under there. Okay, so that's on there. Now let's get our retaining top portion, or plate. negative cable is sticking out. You can see it right over here. Along the side, see if it stays. Again, this is something you don't have to do. It's just that I'm being a little attentive. If Volvo put clips on those, but that's alright. Alright, let's get our plate. Put it back. I'm just going to put the nut. These are 13 millimeter. Screw them in by hand just to make sure they don't cross thread. Okay, and these guys, when you tighten them down, you don't have to kill it. Just get it snug. Alright, now all we have to do is just reassemble the tray portion. I'll grab that from back here. Slide that guy into place. Oh, I forgot the flap for the spare tire. There we go. Spare tire motor. Now it should fit in there. There we go. Let's just put our buckles back on. Okay. Make sure you didn't leave any tools.